There is a place on this earth where the ocean glows in shades of turquoise and emerald, where granite boulders the size of houses rest on powdery white sand, and where the air carries the scent of tropical flowers mixed with salt from the sea. That place is Seychelles, an archipelago of 115 islands scattered across the Indian Ocean, sitting just 4 degrees south of the equator. It is a destination that consistently ranks among the most beautiful in the entire world, and once you understand what makes it so extraordinary, it becomes very clear why. Seychelles is not part of mainland Africa, but it is an African nation, one that carries its own unique identity, shaped by centuries of diverse cultural influences, untouched natural landscapes, and a way of life that feels both deeply rooted and wonderfully free. The islands are divided into 2 main groups. The inner islands, which are made of ancient granite and are among the oldest oceanic islands on the planet, and the outer islands, which are flat coral atolls stretching far across the open sea. Together, they form a country unlike any other on the African continent, one where nature has been protected with fierce dedication, and where the beauty of the land and sea is considered a national treasure worth preserving for generations to come. The journey into Seychelles typically begins in Victoria, the capital city located on the main island of Mahé. Victoria holds the distinction of being one of the smallest capital cities in the world, yet it carries a remarkable amount of character and charm within its compact streets. The city is a living reflection of the cultural blend that defines Seychellois identity. French colonial architecture stands alongside Indian-influenced buildings, and the sounds of Creole, English, and French drift through the market stalls and cafes. At the heart of the city stands a miniature replica of the famous Big Ben clock tower, a remnant of British colonial history that has become one of the most photographed landmarks in the country. The Sir Selwyn Clark Market is the beating pulse of daily life in Victoria, where vendors sell fresh fish caught that very morning, exotic fruits like balimbai and golden apple, and fragrant spices that fill the air with warmth and color. Walking through this market is an experience that engages every single sense. The Seychellois people, known for their warmth and hospitality, move through their daily routines with a calm and unhurried energy that reflects the pace of island life. Creole culture is the foundation of Seychellois society, born from a fusion of African, French, Indian, and Chinese influences that blended together over centuries to create something entirely original. This cultural richness is expressed through music, food, dance, and art, and it gives Seychelles a soul that goes far deeper than its picture-perfect beaches. Mahé is the largest island in Seychelles and home to roughly 90% of the country's population. Despite being the most developed of all the islands, Mahé manages to preserve an extraordinary sense of natural beauty. The island rises steeply from the coast into a lush mountainous interior covered in tropical rainforest, and the Morne Seychellois National Park protects a significant portion of this landscape. Hiking trails wind through the forest, passing beneath towering trees draped in moss and ferns, with occasional clearings that offer breathtaking views over the coastline and the surrounding ocean. The beaches of Mahé are legendary. Beauvalon on the northern coast is the most popular, a long sweeping bay where calm waters make it ideal for swimming, snorkeling, and water sports. But venture further around the island and you will discover quieter, more secluded stretches of sand where the only sounds are the waves and the birds. Anse-Intendance on the southern coast is considered one of the most dramatic beaches in the world, with powerful surf rolling in against a backdrop of dense jungle and massive granite formations. The cuisine of Mahé, and indeed of all Seychelles, is a celebration of the sea and the land. Grilled fish served with coconut rice, octopus curry, fresh breadfruit, and ladab, a sweet dessert made from banana and coconut milk, are just some of the flavors that define Seychellois cooking. Every meal feels like a connection to the island itself. A short flight or ferry ride from Mahé brings you to Proslin, the second largest island in Seychelles and home to one of the most remarkable natural sights on the planet. The Vallée de Mai, which translates to Valley of May, is a primeval forest that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. It is a United Nations educational, scientific, and cultural organization World Heritage Site, and walking through it feels like stepping back into a prehistoric world. The forest is dominated by the Coco de Mer palm, a tree found nowhere else on Earth in its wild state. The Coco de Mer produces the largest seed of any plant in the world, a massive double-lobed nut that can weigh up to 25 kilograms and takes 6 to 7 years to fully mature. The nut has a shape so unusual and so suggestive that it inspired legends among ancient sailors who found them washed ashore and believed they came from a mythical underwater tree. Walking beneath these towering palms, listening to the rustle of their enormous fronds in the breeze, is an experience that feels genuinely otherworldly. Beyond the Vallée de Mai, Preslin offers some of the finest beaches in Seychelles. Ancilatio is frequently cited as one of the best beaches in the entire world, and standing at its edge looking out over the crystal clear water framed by smooth granite boulders and swaying palms, it is very easy to understand why that claim is made so confidently and so often. If Praslin feels like a step away from the modern world, then La Digue feels like a step into another time entirely. This small island, the third most populated in Seychelles, is famous for its relaxed pace and its almost complete absence of motor vehicles. Bicycles are the primary mode of transport, and the roads, which are more like wide paths, wind through coconut groves and past traditional Creole houses painted in faded pastels. La Digue is home to Anse-Soeurs d'Argent, Wateran Isud-Sankerd, a beach so visually stunning that it has appeared in countless films, advertisements, and travel publications. The beach is defined by its extraordinary granite formations, enormous boulders sculpted by millions of years of wind and water into shapes that seem almost artistic, rising from shallow pools of warm, clear water. The colors here are almost surreal. The deep orange and pink of the granite against the white sand and the vivid blue of the sea create a visual experience that photographs struggle to fully capture. Beyond the famous beach, La Digue offers a glimpse into a way of life that feels genuinely connected to the land and the sea. The Lune Yun estate, a former coconut plantation, still operates a traditional copra mill where coconut oil is extracted using methods that have barely changed in over a century. Giant aldabra tortoises roam freely within the estate grounds, moving with the unhurried confidence of creatures that have lived on these islands for generations. What makes Seychelles truly exceptional among African nations, and indeed among all nations in the world, is its extraordinary commitment to environmental conservation. More than 50% of the total land area of Seychelles is protected as national parks or nature reserves, a figure that is almost unmatched anywhere on Earth. The government has made conservation a central pillar of national policy, understanding that the natural environment is not only the country's greatest asset, but also its most important responsibility. The marine environment receives equal attention. Seychelles has established extensive marine protected areas covering vast stretches of its ocean territory, and it has pioneered innovative approaches to ocean conservation, including debt for nature swaps, where portions of national debt are forgiven in exchange for commitments to protect marine ecosystems. The coral reefs surrounding the islands are home to an astonishing diversity of marine life, including sea turtles, manta rays, whale sharks, and hundreds of species of colorful reef fish. Hawksbill turtles nest on the beaches of several islands, and conservation programs work tirelessly to protect their nesting sites and monitor their populations. The rare black parrot, found only on Preslin, is another symbol of the conservation success that Seychelles has achieved. Aldabra Atoll, one of the outer islands, is considered one of the last truly pristine coral atolls on the planet, and is home to the largest population of giant tortoises in the world. It is a place so carefully protected that access is strictly limited, ensuring that its extraordinary ecosystems remain intact. Seychelles stands as a powerful example of what is possible when a nation chooses to place the health of its natural world at the very center of its identity and its future.